Welcome to another episode of Not a Masterclass. I'm not a master, and today in episode 11 on the 29th of May. This is our last cup of coffee. Okay, got my last cup of coffee here, super strong. No milk, no sugar, and I'm gonna tell you today why I've decided to go on a coffee cleanse because, as you guys know, this is the coffee drinking show where we drink coffee every time we can. In the morning, in the afternoon, I drink 2 to 3 cups of coffee a day. Okay, as an architect, as a business guy, as a guy who likes to work all morning and wake up early and do all these things, I love caffeine. I love caffeine. If you know anything about me, you know how much I love my coffee. Okay, even did a full coffee day episode, you can find me drinking a whole Tupperware of coffee. Now. Why am I giving up my most favorite thing in the day? Why am I doing that? So, there's this guy called Alex Becker. Okay, you can check him out on YouTube. Alex Becker. He's a super multimillionaire, marketing guy, great guy. I like his channel. I copy a lot of his stuff because it's just funny. And he's obviously the smartest guy on the planet. He's the most woke minimalist dopamine, anti-dopamine guy you can find on YouTube. So he talks a lot about dopamine detox. And I've heard a lot of these things. I've heard a lot about I've read personally about dopamine and I've experienced about dopamine. I talk a lot about dopamine too. And one thing I always thought his schedules were and his routines were a little bit too extreme for me. He sleeps at 7. He wakes up at 4 a.m. to start working. And this is not an Alex Becker review episode. We'll do that another day. But one of his videos about caffeine, okay, I listened to yesterday, and I listened to another one this morning, and it totally scared the crap out of me just listening. Because he had a really good point, and one point that I've noticed myself with coffee that, first of all, the first thing about coffee is that it's basically a drug. It's a drug, and we all know that. But when you really look at how it works, and it just looks like the most harmless thing ever, right? It's just coffee beans. Come on, man, you're gonna start telling me not to drink coffee anymore? Like, no caffeine, no tea. This is when things get weird for people because you're trying to it's just harmless stuff. Like, people, okay, smoking, you get it. Drinking, you get it. But coffee, maybe if I'm 50, but you're gonna start giving me all this mumbo jumbo. Don't drink coffee. Don't put salt in your food. Don't eat high fructose corn syrup. I get it. I love coffee. Remember that. I've been drinking coffee since I was 19 or 18. It became part of my daily ritual. I wake up, I drink some coffee, I go on an empty stomach, and then I continue my day because that's just how I like to start my day. And I always knew about the side effects, but I always put it on the side because I told myself, look, it's not something that matters. It's not a big deal. Let me just focus on my work. I love coffee. If I'm going to work so hard, I might as well enjoy my work as I'm doing things because I want to feel good. I don't want to sacrifice my only vices just so I can be 1% better. Why? I might as well be happy as I'm working on my dreams. But now I'm in a really conflicted place because what I've been learning is that what coffee does to you, okay, apart from just waking you up and giving you a dopamine, what is it doing? Is it's changing your neurochemistry. You have receptors in your brain. I don't know I already forgot the science of it, but basically, what your body has a natural homeostasis, right? You wake up, you're pumped with cortisol. Okay, those are the hormones that wake you up. And when it's nighttime, your body starts to release the opposite of cortisol. Well, I forgot. Like I said, I forgot what the hormone names are, but basically, it's one chemical pumps you up, the other hormone pumps you down, makes you go to sleep. And the way your body responds to this is to day and night rhythms, right? Sunlight, daylight. You have a natural bio clock that wakes you up. And so when you're awake and when you're tired, those are your hormones at work. Okay, don't get it mistaken. So the reason coffee, or caffeine, I should say, caffeine, because caffeine is in a lot of things. It's in Coke, it's in tea, even tea, man. Green tea has caffeine. What it does, it goes into your system and it makes it go haywire. So you wake up, your cortisol is already spiked, right? And then you're awake, right? That's what wakes you up. And then it starts to go down. This is naturally, it starts to go down, and as you go out through your day. But what coffee does is that it pumps you with more cortisol. And cortisol is a stress hormone. Cortisol is released during stress. It's also what wakes you up in the morning. So when you're waking up already with natural cortisol, it starts to go down. You drink a cup of coffee or maybe two. That energy spike you're feeling is not just the dopamine; it's also the cortisol pumping you up. So you're stressing yourself, but you're also feeling good, which is strange, and you're feeling more alert, right? Um, but you're already messing with the bio clock. And when you do this consistently, let's say you have a cup of coffee on the weekend, it doesn't make a difference. Okay. But when you do this consistently every day, you're messing up with your bio clock, and which means you're messing up with your sleep. So when you try and go to sleep later, it's going to be a lot harder because your natural rhythm is being disturbed by the coffee spikes, right? Coffee is like a drug. It pumps you up, it lasts for a few hours before it starts to go down. And that's just the physical side effects and how it affects your sleep and because again, circadian rhythm, day and night cycles, coffee messes that up. Second thing is your mental health. So back to the receptors. Now you're releasing dopamine and you're releasing alertness. And when you make that part of your life and you're waking up and you're trying to do the work, and look, this is how I justified it to myself. You're doing all these things and you think you're getting shit done, and you think that it's good for you, that because you feel good and the dopamine feels good and I get all these crazy ideas and I do get stuff done. Okay. But you start to think that this is the peak of your performance, right? Like you already think you're good. I drink a cup of coffee. Now my performance is output higher because I'm more alert and I'm feeling more better about myself. But you get used to this. Your brain gets used to this at some point. Like, because here's the thing about how coffee works. It doesn't actually give you energy. Okay. When you drink it, it's not giving you a boost. It's taking what's already in here and squinching it out. So it's taking energy you already have and squeezing it out. So it squeezes out what you already have, and then it dies, right? That's why you get a caffeine crash. Another way to think about this is like, for example, you drink a cup of water and honey. Honey gives you energy, right? You drink honey, you gain energy. It doesn't take what's already in you. It gives you. Caffeine only uses what you have, which is why if you're already tired, if you're dehydrated, you haven't been eating well, you drink coffee, it won't actually work. It might actually make you more tired because it needs stuff in you to burn in order for it to work. So this whole mindset that it's making me perform better is false because it's actually taking away from you. The second thing is that you start to become mentally dependent on a drug to perform, right? To stay alert, to stay focused. What happens if you don't have coffee? You're getting headaches, you can't focus, you feel just out of it. Is that something that a high performer does? Let's say you're trying to become a high performance, high productive person, billionaire, whatever. Do you really think that that's a suitable way to keep you going, that you're reliant? I mean, how is this any different from relying on something like cocaine to be a badass, right? And again, it's coffee. I get it. It's harmless. But when you look at what it actually does, is that really harmless? If it's messing up your sleep, if it's messing up your gut, okay, your gut, bad gut health is related to depression. Okay, your gut is like a second brain. That's why it's like, oh, I feel it in my gut. So if your gut is not healthy, which is it's directly linked, like nervous system is, there's a high concentrate. Look, again, I'm getting the science wrong, but I know the general idea. Your nervous system has centers, like colligated centers, concentrated centers, what I should say. And one of them is in your gut. Your gut is full of your nervous system. So the reason you feel that your gut is tied to your brain is because it is. The nerves are highly centered there. And coffee messes up with your gut. It gives you digestive problem over the span of years. Okay, I'm not talking about you drinking that cup of coffee right now to throw it away, but look, I've been drinking coffee every day at least for the past 5 years. Okay, and I do intermittent fasting, so I was like, it was perfect for me. 2 cups a day. Sometimes it's not like strictly 2 cups a day. I don't make it a point, but you get the idea. And I'm starting to feel some of these side effects. Sometimes my gut is like gurgling, but I always think, oh yeah, it's just coffee, right? Coffee makes you go shit in the morning. Yeah, it's just part of the job. But when I start looking at all the macro of everything, what it does to your brain, and look, I always justified it that, it's part of my lifestyle. It's part of my vices. It's how I get my kicks, how I have fun. How can I give up my favorite thing in the day? I look forward to waking up and drinking coffee. Like I wake up early in the morning so I can have coffee and go ham on my work. But that's exactly what an addict would say, right? Like if you're addicted to cigarettes, you justify every possible reason why you should do it. So even though your body might be telling you don't do it, has no context to what's going on. All your brain has no context. So your body's telling you, "Oh, I'm getting hurt," but your brain is just like, "Yo, we love this." More dopamine. Ones and zeros. Is it good? Is it bad? Right? As in, does it feel good? Does it feel bad? Is it giving us dopamine? We need more. Like, do more of this. It doesn't care what's happening. Same way why heroin is so dangerous. Your brain has no context to how harmful it is. All it cares about is your DNA is just like ding, 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 dopamine, dopamine, because it leads to higher survival on the pre-primal level, but has no context to where you're getting that dopamine from. So dopamine is good for you, but where is it coming from? What are the side effects coming from? And here's my major reason why, because I've always been aware of this. So why now? Why did I want to go on a cleanse right now? Simple. Very simple. The main reason is because I realized that my justification was one from an addiction. The second point is that it's like that what I told you about peak performance. I want to know what my peak performance is. If coffee is going to slow me down, because again, it's not giving me anything, it's just letting me use what I already have, but at the same time, it's deterring me because I'm not only is it changing my receptors to need it. Now, when I wake up, I'm at a lower performance. So let's say I don't drink coffee. I'm on baseline performance. And now if I focus, if I work hard, I can up my state. Look, because a good example, there's plenty of people that don't drink. Look at Tony Robbins, all that energy, all that pizzazz is it's not from drugs. He's not taking any drugs. He's just you can feel again. Look, whatever heights you're feeling when you're on caffeine, that caffeine high, that caffeine alertness, again, it's not giving you anything. It's using what's already inside. So meaning to say you can achieve those heights of alertness and dopamine without taking anything. So if I can tap into that sober, right, without the coffee, then that means I can maintain that over longer periods of time. Because there's caffeine crashes, because it messes with your digestive system and your sleep cycle, and it's not even going to give me new peaks. Why should I do it? If it's not going to give me new heights, why should I drink something that in the long haul is going to make me not only dependent on it, but less able to perform? Because if I wake up without coffee, I feel less of myself. I can't focus as hard. I can't perform as well. Meanwhile, it never even gave me a peak. So now I'm operating under my baseline potential, which is before caffeine. And now after caffeine, my baseline potential is like lower than what it's supposed to be, because now if I drink, I just go back to where I was originally. Okay. And that scared the hell out of me. So I was like, oh my God, I have to stop drinking coffee. Not entirely, but I need to do a proper cleanse starting after this cup. Okay. I wanted to commemorate this moment, have a nice strong cup of coffee. This is a triple dose here. Talk to you about it, and then also archive it. What is today? Today is the 29th of May. We're going to go on a 30-day cleanse. I don't know about cold turkey. That's really painful. Have a lot of work. Maybe I'll have green tea instead, just once a day, just to curb the side effects. Because really, the withdrawal symptoms of coffee are really bad. I've tried quitting multiple times, and you get headaches. You feel tired. Your head just feels dizzy. It's really bad. So, and I have a lot of important work to do over the next 2 weeks. So I don't think I'm going to quit cold turkey, but I'll definitely stop coffee. Probably migrate to green tea to mitigate, and then just completely cut it off. But I will try entirely to stop from today and see how the withdrawals are. If they're too bad, then I'll use green tea just to ease out. And then, yeah, if I can maintain without any caffeine at all, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do 30 days at least, and then I'll just use coffee as a vice, as in maybe once on a Saturday. If I got nothing going on, if I just want to sit and read a book, I'm gonna drink coffee. Basically, it's not supposed to be part of my day anymore. It's not supposed to be part of my daily lifestyle. It's just something I have to let go of, because I don't want to be 30 years old And also some of the side effects I read is that it makes your hair more gray because over consistent amount of coffee, caffeine, not coffee. I think it reduces your iron intake. I don't know. Lower iron means more white hairs. Now, look, I read this from a YouTube channel. I have not done my personal research. This guy spoke about it on a YouTube channel, and I believed him. Okay, because this is how you live your life. You find people who have stronger opinions and better arguments than you, and you take in everything they say without a a second thought, and you adapt it into your belief systems, and you go on with your life because that's how the journey is made by just believing other people online who you have no credibility with, and just because they have a stronger opinion. Okay, so this is the way to success. This is how you get proper, reliable information, obviously. So we're gonna try it out. We're gonna see. 30 days, does it make a difference? Is it just stupid hype bullshit? Or are we gonna actually start to see, oh yeah, you know what? I'm better off without coffee. If that's the case, I'm sorry, it's gotta go. But just like any vice, is going to be just something temporarily because look, it's awesome. I like it. I'm not gonna entirely quit forever. I don't think you need to do that with anything at all, unless. But it shouldn't be an everyday thing. It shouldn't be part of my lifestyle. Maybe once a week, or yeah, you get the idea. So this is why this is my last cup of coffee. I know a lot of you are surprised because if you know me, you know how much I love my coffee. But it is what it is. I want to perform at a highest performance possible. Anything that's going to hinder me is just got to get out. Okay, just got to get out because we're going to the moon. We're going up. We're going up. And there's only one way to do this. Okay, we got to get rid of all the training wheels. We got to get rid of all the crutches, and we got to build sustainable, long-term faculties that we can rely on in the heaviest, most crucial moments. Because you want to perform on a high level, you got to make sure you have a ton of certainty in your skills, in your abilities, because if not, if you're playing in the wolf den, if you're playing with sharks, they will eat you up. Another side effect that I remembered that I am actually aware of is happening to me is that look, coffee gives you anxiety. Coffee makes you more anxious. Okay. So if you're constantly caffeinated and you're anxious and you're trying to close the biggest deals of your life and you're dealing with sharks, how are you going to perform? Do you really want to be operating from a baseline of anxiety all the time? I don't think so. Not me. I want to get down to my core as much as possible, as much as possible, as much as humanly possible, so that we can be the being, the most woke YouTuber on the planet. Right? Okay, anyways, that's my coffee rant. Thank you for tuning in. I'm going to get more caffeinated. I'm going to say goodbye. Goodbye to this beautiful era of coffee. And hopefully my mind will change. I think this is also the addict speaking about the love for coffee. Because look, coffee doesn't taste great until you start drinking it consistently. It's the truth. It's the truth. And look, we don't know. Maybe it's just a fad. We'll find out. We'll find out in 30 days. I'll let you know. Thank you for posting in. This is Goober checking out. Goodbye.